Here is my hand, and with it I give you my whole heart. Come, come, not so shy. Give him your hand too. Then you will be betrothed, and very soon you will be married. Oh, dear Silvio, here is my hand. I promise to be your wife, and I promise to be your husband. Well done. Now that is settled, and there's no going back on it. There's luck for you, and me just bursting to get married. You two shall be witnesses of this betrothal of my daughter Clarice to Signor Silvio, the worthy son of our good Dr. Lombardi. Well, thank you, sir, and I thank you for the honor. Look you, I was witness at your wedding, and now you are witness to my daughter's. I have asked no great company of friends and relations, for the doctor, too, is a man of my sort. We will have dinner together, we will enjoy ourselves, and nobody shall disturb us. What say you, children? Does that suit you? I desire nothing better than to be near my beloved bride. Yes, that's the best of all foods. My son is no lover of vanities. He's an honest lad. He loves your daughter and thinks of nothing else. Truly, we may say that this marriage was made in heaven, for had it not been for the death of Federigo Risponi, my correspondent at Turin, I had promised my daughter to him. I could not then have given her to my dear son-in-law. I can call myself fortunate indeed, sir. I know not if Signora Clarice will say the same. You wrong me, dear Silvio. You should know if I love you. I should have married Signor Risponi in obedience to my father, but my heart has always been yours. 'Tis true indeed, the will of heaven is wrought in unexpected ways. Pray, sir, how did Federigo Risponi come to die? Poor wretch, I hardly know. He was killed one night on account of some affair about his sister. Someone ran a sword through him, and that was the end of him. Did that happen at Turin, sir? At Turin. Alas, poor gentleman, I am indeed sorry to hear it. Did you know Signor Federigo Risponi? Indeed. And I did, sir. I was 3 years at Turin. I knew his sister, too. A fine, high-spirited young woman, dressed like a man, and rode a horseback. Oh, and he loved her more than anyone in the world. Lord, who'd have thought it? Well, misfortune waits for all of us. But come, let us talk no more of sad things. Do you know what I have in mind, good Master Brigella? I know you love to show your skill in the kitchen. I would have you make us a few dishes of your best. 'Tis a pleasure to serve you, sir. Though I say it that shouldn't. Customers are always well contented at my house. They say there's no place where they eat as they do there. You shall taste something fine, sir. Good, good. Let's have something with plenty of gravy that we can sop the bread in. Oh, someone is knocking. Smeraldina, see who it is. Yes, sir. Sir, may I beg your leave? Wait, we are all coming. Let us hear who is there. Sir, there's a gentleman's servant below who desires to give you a message. Who would tell me nothing? He says he would speak to the master. Tell him to come up. We'll hear what he has to say. I'll fetch him, sir. May I not go, sir? Whither then, madam? I know not. To my own room. No, madam, no. You stay here. My most humble duty to the ladies and gentlemen, and a very fine company too, to be sure. Very fine indeed. Who are you, my good friend, and what is your business? Who is this fair gentlewoman? This is my daughter. Delighted to hear it. What's more, she is going to be married. I'm sorry to hear it, and who are you? I'm her maid, sir. I congratulate her. Come, sir, I've done with ceremony. What do you want with me? Who are you? Who sends you hither? Patience, patience, my good sir. Take it easy. 3 questions at once is too much for a poor man. I think the man's a fool. I think he's playing the fool. Is it you that are going to be married? No, sir. Will you tell me who you are, or will you go about your business? If you only want to know who I am, I'll tell you in 2 words. I am the servant of my master. To go back to what I was saying. But who is your master? He is a gentleman who desires the honor of paying his respects to you. We must have a talk about this marriage. Who is this gentleman, I say? What is his name? Oh, that's a long story. Signor Federigo Risponi of Turin. That's my master, and he sends his compliments, and he has come to see you, and he's down below, and he sends me to say that he would like to come up, and he's waiting for an answer. Anything else, or will that do? Let's begin again. Come here and talk to me. What the devil do you mean? And if you want to know who I am Trifaldan Batocchio from Bergamo. I don't care who you are. Tell me again, who is this master of yours? I fear I did not understand you rightly. Poor old gentleman. He must have hard of hearing. My master is Signor Federigo Risponi of Turin. Away, you must be mad. Signor Federigo Risponi of Turin is dead. Dead? To be sure he's dead. Worse luck for him. The devil, my master dead? Why, I left him alive downstairs. You really mean he is dead? I tell you for an absolute certainty he is dead. 'Tis the honest truth, he is dead. We can have no doubt about it. Alas, my poor master, he must have met with an accident. Your very humble servant, sir. Can I do nothing more for you? If he's dead, there's nothing more to do. But I'm going to see if it's true or not. What are we to make of this fellow? Is he knave or fool? I really don't know. Probably a little both. I should say he was just a zany. He comes from Bergamo. I can't think he is a knave. He's not such a fool, neither. I like that little dark fellow. But what is this nightmare about Signor Federigo? If 'tis true indeed that he is here, it would be the worst of news for me. What nonsense! Did you see the letters yourself? If he is alive and here after all, he has come too late. Gentlemen, I am surprised at you. Is that the way to treat a poor man? Is that the way you deceive strangers? Is that the behavior of a gentleman? I shall insist upon satisfaction. We must be careful. The man's mad. What's the matter? What have they done to you? To go and tell me that Signor Federigo Risponi was dead. Well, what then? What then? Well, he's here, safe and sound, in good health and spirits, and he desires to pay his respects to you with your kind permission. Signor Federigo? Signor Federigo. Risponi? Risponi. Of Turin? Of Turin. Be off to Bedlam, my lad. That's the place for you. The devil take you there, sir. You'll make me swear like a Turk. I tell you, he's here in the house in the next room. Bad luck to you. You say any more, I'll break your head. No, Signor Pantalone, I tell you what to do. Tell him to bring this person whom he thinks to be Federigo Risponi. Well, bring in this man that is risen from the dead. He may have been dead and risen from the dead, for all I know. That's no affair of mine, but he is alive now, sure enough, and you shall see him with your own eyes. I'll go and tell him to come. And 'tis time you learned how to behave properly to strangers, to gentlemen of my position, to honorable citizens of Bergamo. Young woman, we will have some talk together when you will. Silvio, I am all of a tremble. Have no fear, whatever happens, you shall be mine. Now we shall discover the truth. Some rogue, I dare say, come to tell me a string of lies. Sir, as I told you just now, I know Signor Federigo. We shall see if it be he. The little dark fellow doesn't look like a liar. I wonder now if... Be your good leave, sir. Signor Pantalone, that courtesy which I have so much admired in your correspondence is but ill matched in the treatment which I have received from you in person. I send my servant to pay you my respects, and you keep me standing in the street for half an hour before you condescend to allow me to enter. I ask your pardon, but sir, who are you? Your obedient servant, sir, Federico Rispino of Turin. Extraordinary! What does this mean? This is not Federico, this is his sister Beatrice. I rejoice to see you, sir, alive and in health after the bad news which we had received. I tell you, I am not convinced yet. I know 'twas reported that I was killed in a duel. Heaven be praised, I was but wounded, and no sooner was I restored to health than I set out for Venice according to our previous arrangement. I don't know what to say. You have the appearance of an honest man, sir, but I have sure and certain evidence that Signor Federigo is dead, and you will understand that if you cannot give us proof of the contrary. Your doubt is most natural. I recognize that I must give you proof of my identity. Here are 4 letters from correspondents of yours whom you know personally. One of them is from the manager of our bank. You will recognize the signatures, and you will satisfy yourself as to who I am. Ah, Sylvia, we are lost. I will lose my life before I lose you. Heavens, Brigella, how the devil does he come to be here if he betrays me? Friend, I think I know you. Indeed, yes, sir. Do you remember Brigella Cavaccio at Turin? Ah, yes, now I recognize you. And what are you doing in Venice, my good fellow? For the love of heaven, do not betray me. I keep an inn, sir, at your service. The very thing for me, as I have the pleasure of your acquaintance, I shall come to lodge at your inn. You do me honor, sir. Running contraband, I'll be bound. I've read the letters. Certainly they present Signor Federigo Risponi to me, and if you present them, I am bound to believe that you are the person named therein. If you are still in doubt, here is Master Brigella. He knows me. He can assure you as to who I am. Of course, sir, I am happy to assure you. Well, if that be so, and my good friend Brigella confirms the testimony of the letters, then, dear Signor Federigo, I am delighted to see you, and I ask your pardon for having doubted your word. Then, sir, this gentleman is indeed Signor Federico Risponi. But of course he is. Misery, what happened? What will happen to us? Don't be frightened. You are mine, and I will protect you. What do you say to it, doctor? He has come just in the nick of time. Signor Pantalone, who is that young lady? That is my daughter Clarice, the one who is promised in marriage to me. Precisely, sir, that is she. Now I am in a pretty mess. Madam, permit me to have the honor. Your most humble servant, sir. She receives me somewhat coldly. You must forgive her. She is shy by nature. And this gentleman is a relative of yours? Yes, sir, he is a nephew of mine. No, sir, I am not his nephew at all. I am the promised husband of Signora Clarice. Well said, my boy. Don't lose your chance. Stand up for your rights, but do nothing rash. What? You are the promised husband of Signora Clarice. Was she not promised to me? There, I'll explain the whole matter. My dear Signor Federigo, I fully believed that the story of your accident was true, that you were dead in fact, and so I had promised my daughter to Signor Silvio. But there is not the least harm done. You have arrived at last, just in time. Clarice is yours, if you will have her, and I am here to keep my word. Signor Silvio, I don't know what to say. You can see the position yourself. You remember what I said to you, and you will have no cause to bear me ill will. But Signor Federigo will never consent to take a bride who has given her hand to another. Oh, I am not so fastidious. I will take her in spite of that. I mean to have some fun out of this. There's a fine, fashionable husband. I like him. I hope Signora Clarice will not refuse me her hand. Sir, you have arrived too late. Signora Clarice is to be my wife, and you need have no hope that I will yield her to you if Signor Pantalone does me wrong. I will be avenged upon him, and whoever presumes to desire Clarice will have to fight for her against this sword. That's a fine boy, by the Lord. Thank you, but I don't mean to die just yet. Sir, I must beg to inform you that you are too late. Signora Clarice is to marry my son. The law, sir, is clear on the point. Prior in tempore potior in jure. And you, Madam Bride, do you say nothing? I say I'd sooner marry the hangman. What, you minx? What did you say? Stay, Signor Pantalone. I am sorry for her. It is not the moment for severity. In course of time, I hope I may deserve her favor. Meanwhile, let us go into our accounts together, for as you know, that is one of the two reasons that have brought me to Venice. Everything is in order for your inspection. You shall see the books. Your money is ready for you, and we will make up the account whenever you like. I will call on you at some more convenient time. Now, if you will allow me, we'll go with Brigella to settle some little business which I have to do. You shall do as you please, and if you have need of anything, I'm at your service. Well, if you could give me a little money, I should be greatly obliged. I did not bring any with me, for fear of being robbed on the way. I am delighted to serve you, but the cashier is not here just now. The moment he comes, I will send the money to your lodgings. And are you not staying at my friend Brigella's? Yes, I lie there. But I will send my servant. He is entirely honest. You can trust him with anything. Very well. I will carry out your wishes. If you may be pleased to take potluck with me, I am yours to command. For today I thank you. Another day I shall be happy to wait upon you. Then I shall expect you. Sir, you are asked for. Who is it? I couldn't say, sir. I will come directly, sir. I beg you to excuse me. Brigella, you are at home here. Be good enough to attend Signor Federico. Pray do not put yourself about for me, sir. I must go farewell, sir. I don't want to have trouble in my house. May I ask, Signora Beatrice? Hush, for the love of heaven, don't betray me. My poor brother is dead. 'Twas that Florindo Aretuzzi killed him in a duel. You remember, Florindo loved me, and my brother would not have it. Ah, they fought. Federigo fell, and Florindo fled from just as I heard he was making for Venice, so I put on my brother's clothes and followed him. Thanks to the letters of credit, which are my brother's, and thanks still more to you, Signor Pantalone, takes me for Federigo. We ought to make up our accounts. I shall draw the money, and then I shall be able to help Florindo too. If he has need of it, be my friend, dear Brigillo. Help me, please. You shall be generously rewarded. That's all very well, but I don't want to be responsible for Signor Pantalone paying you out money in good faith and then finding himself made a fool of. Made a fool of. If my brother is dead, am I not his heir? Very true. Then why not say so? If I did that, I can do nothing. Pantalone will begin by treating me as if he were my guardian. Then they will all worry me and say my conduct is unbecoming, and all that sort of thing. I want my liberty. Help me to it. 'Twill not last long. Well, well. You were always one for having your own way. Trust me, and I'll do my best for you. Thank you. And now let us go to your inn. Where is your servant? I told him to wait for me in the street. Wherever did you get hold of that idiot? He cannot even speak plain. I picked him up on the journey. He seems a fool at times. But he isn't really a fool, and I can rely on his loyalty. Yes, loyalty's a fine thing. Well, I am at your service to think what love will make people do. Oh, this is nothing. Love makes people do far worse things than this. Well, here's a good beginning. If you go on that way, Lord knows what may come of it. I'm sick of waiting. I can hold out no longer. With this master of mine, there's not enough to eat. Unless there is, the more I want it. The town clock struck 12 half an hour ago, and my belly struck 2 hours ago at least. If I only knew where we were going to lodge. With my other masters, the first thing they did as soon as they came to a town was to go to a tavern. This gentleman, Lord, no, he leaves his trunks in the boat at the landing stage, goes off to pay visits, and forgets all about his poor servant. When they say we ought to serve our masters with love, they ought to tell the masters to have a little charity toward their servants. Here's an inn. I've half a mind to go in and see if I can find something to tickle my teeth. But what if my master comes to look for me? His own fault. He ought to know better. I'll go in, but now I come to think of it, there's another little difficulty that I hadn't remembered. I haven't a penny. Oh, poor Trifaldin. Rather than be a servant devil take me, what indeed? By the grace of heaven, there's nothing I can do. I tell you, sir, I can go no farther. The weight's enough to kill me. Here's the sign of an end. Can't you carry it these few steps? Help. The trunk is falling. I told you you could not carry it. You're too weak. You have no strength at all. Here's a chance for 6 pence. Sir, can I do nothing for you? My good man, be so good as to carry this trunk into the inn there. Yes, sir, let me take it, sir. See how I do it. You be off. Well done. It weighs nothing, a mere trifle. There, you see how it's done. I can do no more. I work as a porter for my misfortune, but I am the son of a respectable person. What did your father do? My father, he skinned lambs in the town. The fellow's mad. That will do. Please, your honor, what do you want? The money for the porterage. How much am I to give you for 10 yards? There's the landing stage. I didn't count them. I want my pay. There's 2 pence. I want my pay. Lord, what obstinacy. Here's 2 pence more. I want my pay. Go and be hanged. Thank you, sir, that's enough. There's a humorous fellow. He was positively waiting for me to kick him. Well, let us go and see what the inn is like. Sir, everything is ready for you. What lodging is there here? 'Tis a very good place, sir. Good beds, fine looking glasses, and a grand kitchen with a smell to it that is very comforting. I have talked with the waiter. You will be served like a king. What's your trade? Servant. Are you a Venetian? Not from Venice, but of the state. I'm from Bergamo, at your service. Have you a master now? At the moment, to tell the truth, I have not. You are without a master. You see me, sir, I am without a master. My master is not here, so I tell no lies. Will you come and be my servant? Why not? If his terms are better. At any rate, for as long as I stay in Venice. Very good, sir. How much will you give me? How much do you want? I'll tell you. Another master I had, who is here no more, he gave me 1 shilling a day and all found. Good, I will give you as much. You must give me a little more than that. How much more do you want? Halfpenny a day for snuff. Oh, I'll give you that and welcome. If that's so, I'm your man, sir. But I should like to know a little more about you. If you want to know all about me, you go to Bergamo. Anyone there will tell you who I am. Have you nobody in Venice who knows you? I only arrived this morning, sir. Well, I take you for an honest man. I will give you a trial. You give me a trial, and you shall see. First of all, I am anxious to know if there are letters at the post for me. Here's half a crown to go to the Turin post and ask if there are letters for Florindo Oretuzzi. If there are, take them and bring them at once. I shall wait for you. Meanwhile, you will order dinner, sir. Yes, well, sir, I will order it. He is a wag. I like him. I'll give him a trial. A halfpenny more a day, that's 15 pence a month. 'Tis not true that the other gentleman gave me 1 shilling. He gives me 6 pennies, maybe 6 pennies make 1 shilling, but I'm not quite sure. And this gentleman from Turin is nowhere to be seen. He's mad. He's a young fellow without a beard and without any sense of neither. He may go about his business. I shall go to the post for my new gentleman. That's a nice way to behave. Is that the way you wait for me? Here I am, sir. I am still waiting for you. And how do you come to be waiting for me here, and not in the street where I told you? 'Tis a mere accident that I have found you. I went for a bit of a walk to take away my appetite. I'll go at once to the landing stage, fetch my trunk, and take it to the inn of Master Brigilla. There's my inn, you cannot mistake it. Very well, then, make haste, and I will wait for you. The devil in that inn. Here, you will go at the same time to the Turin post and ask if there are any letters for me. You may ask if there are letters for Federico Risponi, and ask for Beatrice Risponi. That's my sister. Some friend of hers might perhaps write to her. So be sure to see if there are letters added either for her or for me. What am I to do? Here's a pretty kettle of fish. Why do you expect letters in your real name if you left home secretly? I told the steward to write to me, and I don't know which name he may use. I'll tell you more later. Make haste, be off with you to the post and the landing stage, fetch the letters, and have the trunk brought to the inn. I will be there. Are you the landlord? Yes, I am. You behave properly, and you need have no fear. I will do you well. There's luck. There are many that look in vain for a master, and I have found two. What the devil am I to do? I cannot wait upon them both. No? Why not? Wouldn't it be a fine thing to wait upon both of them, earn two men's wages, and eat and drink for two? 'Twould be a fine thing indeed if neither of them found out, and if they did, what then? No matter. If one sends me away, I stay with the other. I swear I'll try it. If it lasts but a day, I'll try it. Whatever happens, I shall have done a fine thing. Here goes. Let's go to the post for both of them. This is the servant of Federico Risponi, my good man. Sir? Where is your master? My master? He's in that inn there. Go at once and tell your master that I wish to speak to him. If he be a man of honor, let him come down. I wait for him. My dear sir, go at once. But I must tell you, my master, don't answer me, or by heaven I'll... But which do you want? At once, I say, or I'll beat you. Well, I don't know. I'll send the first I can find. No, I will never suffer the presence of a rival. Federico may have got off once with his life, but he shall not always have the same fortune. Either he shall renounce all claims to Clarice, or he shall give me the satisfaction of a gentleman. Here are some more people coming out of the inn. I don't want to be disturbed. There's the fire-eating gentleman, sir. I do not know him. What does he want with me? I don't know. I go to fetch the letters with your good leave, sir. I don't want any more trouble. Federico does not come. I must find out what the truth is. Sir, are you the gentleman who inquired for me? Aye, sir. I have not even the honor of your acquaintance. But that servant who has just gone told me that with a loud and threatening voice you made bold to challenge me. He misunderstood. I said I wished to speak to his master. Very well, I am his master. You, his master? Certainly, he is in my service. Then I ask your pardon. Either your servant is exactly like another whom I saw this morning, or he waits on another person. You may set your mind at rest. He waits on me. If that be so, I ask your pardon again. No harm done, mistakes often occur. Are you a stranger here, sir? From Turin, sir, at your service. The man whom I would have provoked was from Turin. Then perhaps I may not know him. If he has given you offense, I shall gladly assist you to obtain just satisfaction. Do you know one Federico Risponi? Ah, I knew him only too well. He makes claim on the strength of her father's word to the lady who this morning swore to be my wife. My good friend Federico Risponi cannot take your wife away from you. He is dead. Yes, we all believed that he was dead, but this morning, to my disgust, he arrived in Venice safe and sound. Sir, you petrify me. No wonder, I was petrified myself. I assure you Federico Risponi is dead. I assure you that Federico Risponi is alive. Take care you are not deceived. Signor Pantalone dei Bisognosi, the young lady's father, has made all possible inquiries to assure himself, and is in possession of incontestable proofs that he is in here in person. And he was not killed in the duel, as everybody believed. Either he or I must renounce claim to the love of Clarice or to life. Federico here? I am surprised that you have not seen him. He was to lodge at this very inn. I have not seen him. They told me that there was no one else at all staying there. He must have changed his mind. Forgive me, sir, if I have troubled you. If you see him, tell him that for his own welfare he must abandon the idea of this marriage. Silvio Lombardi is my name. I am your most obedient servant, sir. I shall be greatly pleased to have the honor of your friendship. I am confounded. I beg to know your name, sir. I must not discover myself. Your servant, sir, Orazio Denti. Signor Orazio, I am yours to command. I was told he died on the spot, yet I fled hurriedly when accused of the crime that I had no chance of finding out the truth. Then, since he is not dead, it will be better for me to go back to Turin and console my beloved Beatrice, who is perhaps in suffering and sorrow for my absence. Come along this way, the devil. There's no other master. Go back, friend, and wait for me at that corner. I will go back to Turin. Here I am, sir. Truffaldino, will you come to Turin with me? When? Now, at once. Before dinner? No, we will have dinner, and then we will go. Very good, sir. I'll think it over at dinner. Have you been to the post? Yes, sir. Have you found my letters? I have, sir. Where are they? Ah, I'll give you them. The devil, I have mixed up one of my master's letters with the others. How shall I find out which are his? I cannot read. Come, give me my letters. Directly, sir. Here's a model. I must tell you, sir, these 3 letters are not all for your honor. I met another servant who knows me. We were in service together at Bergamo. I told him I was going to the post, and he asked me to see whether there was anything for his master. I think there was 1 letter, but I don't know which of them it was. Let me see. I will take mine and give you the other back. There, sir, I only wanted to do my friend a good turn. What is this? A letter addressed to Beatrice Risponi? To Beatrice Risponi at Venice? Did you find the one that belongs to my mate? Who is this mate of yours who asked you to do this from him? He's a servant. His name is Pasquale. Whom does he wait upon? I do not know, sir. But if he told you to fetch his master's letters, he must have told you his name. Of course he did. The muddle's getting thicker. Well, what name did he tell you? I don't remember. What? He wrote it down on a bit of paper. And where's the paper? I left it at the post. Confusion. What does this mean? I am learning my part as I go along. Where does this fellow Pasquale live? Indeed, sir, I haven't the slightest idea. How will you be able to give him the letter? He said he would meet me in the piazza. I don't know what to make of it. If I get through this business clean, 'twill be a miracle. Pray give me the letter, sir. I shall find him somewhere. No, I mean to open this letter. Oh, sir, do not do that, sir, please. Besides, you know how wrong it is to open letters. I cannot. This letter interests me too much. It is addressed to a person on whom I have a certain claim. I can open it without scruple. As you will, sir. He has opened it. Madam, your departure from the city has given rise to much talk, and I'll understand that you have gone to join Signor Florindo. The Court of Justice has discovered that you have fled in a man's dress and intends to have you arrested. I have not sent this letter by the courier from Turin to Venice, so as not to reveal the place whither you were bound, but I have sent it to a friend at Genoa to be forwarded to Venice. If I have any more news to tell you, I will not fail to send it by the same means. Your most humble servant, Antonio. It's a nice way to behave, reading other people's letters. What is all this? Beatrice has left home, in man's dress, to join me. Indeed, she loves me. Heaven grant I may find her in Venice. Here, my good Truffaldino, go and do all you can to find Pasquale. Find out from him who his master is, and if he be man or woman, find out where he lodges, and if you can, bring him here to me, and both he and you shall be handsomely rewarded. Give me the letter. I will try to find him. There it is. I count upon you. This matter is of infinite importance to me. But am I to give him the letter open like this? Tell him it was a mistake, an accident. Don't make difficulties. And are you going to Turin now? No, not for the present. Lose no time. Go and find Pasquale. Beatrice in Venice, Federigo in Venice. If our brother finds her, unhappy woman, I will do all I can to discover her first. Upon my word, I hope he is not going away. I want to see how my 2 jobs will work out. I'm on my mettle. This letter now, which I have to take my other master, I don't like to have to give him opened. I must try to fold it again. And now it must be sealed. If I only knew how to do it. I have seen my grandmother sometimes seal letters with chewed bread. I'll try it. It's a pity to waste this little piece of bread, but still something must be done. The devil, it has gone down. I must chew another bit. No good. Nature rebels. I'll try once more. Here it is. I'll seal the letter. I think that looks quite well. I'm always a great man for doing things cleanly. Lord, I'd forgotten the porter. Friend, come hither. Take the trunk on your shoulder. Here I am. Where am I to carry it? Take it into that inn. I am coming directly. Is this my trunk? Yes, sir. Carry it into my room. Which is your room? Ask the waiter. There's 1 and 3 pence to pay. Go on, I will pay you. Please be quick about it. Don't bother me. I've half a mind to throw the trunk down the middle of the street. Great folk for politeness, these porters. Have you been to the post? Yes, sir. Any letters for me? One for your sister. Good. Where is it? Here. This letter's been opened. Opened? No, impossible. Yes, opened, and then sealed with bread. I can't think how that can have happened. You cannot think, eh? Rascal, who has opened this letter? I must know. Sir, I'll tell you. I'll confess the truth. We are all liable to make mistakes. At the post, there was a letter for me. I can't read very much, and by mistake, instead of opening my letter, I opened yours. I ask your pardon. If that was all, there's no grant him great harm done. 'Tis true, on the word of a poor man. Have you read this letter? Do you know what it is? What is in it? Not a word. I can't read the handwriting. Has anyone else seen it? Oh, take care now. Sir, I hope he is not deceiving me. That's all put straight. Antonio is a faithful servant, and I am obliged to him. Listen, I have some business to do close by. You go into the inn, open the trunk, here are my keys, and unpack my things. When I come back, we will have dinner. I have seen nothing of Signor Pantalone, and I am anxious to have my money. Come, that all went well. It couldn't have gone better. I am a great fellow. I think I deal more of myself than I did before. Tell me, my good man, is your master in the house? No, sir, he is not there. Do you know where he may be? Not that neither. Is he coming home to dinner? Yes, I could think so. Here, as soon as he comes home, give him this purse with these 100 guineas. I cannot stay, I have business. Good day to you, and a good day to you, sir. He never told me to which of my masters I was to give it. Well, did you find Pasquale? No, sir, I did not find Pasquale, but I found a gentleman who gave me a purse with 100 guineas in it. 100 guineas? What for? Tell me truly, sir, were you expecting money from anyone? Yes. I had presented a letter of credit to a merchant. Then this money will be for you. What did he say when he gave it to you? He told me to give it to my master. Then, of course, it is mine, and am I not your master? What doubt could you have? Yes, but what about the other one? And you do not know who gave you the money? No, sir. I think I have seen his face somewhere, but I don't remember exactly. It will have been the merchant to whom I had a letter. Yes, of course, sir. You won't forget Pasquale. I'll find him after dinner. Then let us go and order our meal. We will. Lucky I made no mistake this time. I've given the purse to the right one. That's the long and short of it. Signor Federigo is to be your husband. I have given him my word, and I am not to be cozened. You have my obedience, sir, but I beseech you, this is tyranny. When Signor Federigo first asked for your hand, I told you. You never replied that you did not wish to marry him. You should have spoken then. Now it is too late. My fear of you, sir, and my respect made me dumb. Then your fear and respect should do the same now. Indeed, I cannot marry him, sir. No, and why not? Nothing shall induce me to marry Federigo. You dislike him so much. He is odious in my eyes. And supposing I were to show you how you might begin to look like him in a little. What do you mean, sir? Put Signor Silvio out of your mind, and you will soon like Federigo well enough. Silvio is too firmly stamped out upon my heart, and your own approval, sir, has rooted him there the more securely. In some ways I am sorry for her. You have got to make a virtue of necessity. My heart is not capable of so great an effort. Come, come, you shall. Sir, Signor Federigo is here and desires to speak with you. Tell him to come in. I am at his service. Alas, what torture. What is it, madam? You are weeping. Truly you do wrong. Have you not noticed how handsome Signor Federigo is? If you had such luck, I would not cry. No, I would laugh with the whole of my mouth. There, my child, you must not be seen crying. But if I feel my heart bursting, my respects to Signor Pantalone. Your servant, sir, did you receive a purse with 100 guineas in it? No. But I gave it to your servant just now. You told me he was a trustworthy man. Yes, indeed, there is no danger. I did not see him. He will give me the money when I come home again. What ails Signor Clarice, that she is weeping? Dear Signor Federigo, you must have pity on her. The news of your death was the cause of this trouble. I hope it will pass away in time. Do me a kindness, Signor Pantalone, and leave me alone with her a moment, to see if I cannot obtain a kind word for her. With pleasure, sir. I will go and come back again. My child, stay here. I will be back directly. You must entertain your promised husband a while. Now be careful.